To God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Amen. I know if it's single, but like I'm really happy that I'm here today. Really happy that I'm making this video. I mean, I haven't had a video on my YouTube channel since like the first week in August, and that's a long time. And in today's video, I'm going to give you a mini life update, and I would also tell you something that's been on my mind to share. You know, like I love relationships. I'm passionate about like dating, relationships, just like finding something that works, how to be a better version of yourself. And so I'm going to share something to my ladies. It's going to be like the ultimate guide to finding the dream man, that dream man. So stay tuned. If you're just seeing my face for the first time, my name is OJG Grace, and I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so let's get right into the video. Let's go to like the mini life update. So guys, I quit my job. You know, I quit my job. And see, when I entered into the month of August, the word that God gave to me, or two words actually, was new beginnings. Like I knew that this was my time of new beginnings. I'd always been complaining about my job in terms of like job satisfaction, but I kind of still like went through with it because it was a remote, it wasn't remote at first, but it became a remote job because of, you know, the pandemic. And so, you know, when something is not just like really working for you, but you're just like trying to make it work, just trying to like put your best foot forward and all of that. So I was just, you know, trying to make it work. But at the end, or towards the end of July, the Lord gave me a gift. It gave me a gift, a very beautiful gift. And my prayer is that God will also give you the gift. The gift that God gave to me was the gift of dissatisfaction. Like I knew it, that what is going on? Things that I would normally tolerate at my workplace, like things that would not faze me, it now became a big deal to me.
I tried, and you know what I found out? That I can't. No, I've looked into it and I found out that I can't.
Like I would wake up and be like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like Aramanimi is like Yoruba. It's like I would be so uncomfortable. Like I would not, it would be like I was literally like in pain, like someone was torturing me. Yes, it became torturous. Like God gave me this gift of dissatisfaction, and I knew that it was time for me to leave my job. I knew, like I know my name, that it was time for me to leave that job. And you know, I mean, I talked to my parents about it, and they're like, fine, leave the job, but what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be sleeping and waking up in the house? Like, no, you have to get something else doing. And so because I knew that I couldn't just leave, or my parents would not let me just like put in my resignation letter when I did not have something in my hand, whatever it is, you know, something that could just at least sustain me, then I knew that I had to put in the work. So that job application, I was applying like crazy. I'm just trying to like walk you guys through what was going on the period that I was not on YouTube. I was applying like crazy, you know, I was just, you know, and because of that gift of dissatisfaction, and because I had a goal, I had a vision. The goal was to leave my job and get something else. The goal was to leave my job but get something else. I did not know what that thing was, whether it was internship, whether it was training, but something that would like keep me busy and at the same time still bring in cash. Do you get? So because I had a goal, I was working, you know, I was working towards that goal. I would wake up in the morning. I remember that at that point, sleep was inconsequential. I had 1 month, the month of August. It had to happen in the month of August. Sleep was inconsequential, food was inconsequential, me that I'm a foodie, you know, and I was just really like consumed in this goal. Like I have to do this. I applied to so many places. I was going for different things, and many of these things were on Saturdays, or at least I had to prepare for them on Saturdays. Do you get? And Saturdays when I typically like put out my YouTube video, so I could not put out any YouTube video at at that point. Like YouTube was not even in my head. Like let's just even leave this job and get something. Do you get? And so I was writing exams. You know how this job thing goes now. You will write exams, go to this stage, this stage, this stage. It was a lot going on, and at the same time I was having conversations. See, our God is a very, very good God. When it is time for you to leave something, when it's time for you to transition into another phase, into another career path, into another sphere of life or influence, God would just put things in place. So during that period, there was just this conversation that was God ordained that I had with a friend, and she told me about an academy where they were going to train me on like something that I wanted to do, but it was kind of costly. It was going to cost like a good amount of money, and I was like, I want to quit my job. I'm going to spend this money. I was just thinking about it, and then lo and behold, they were doing a scholarship in that academy, and I applied for the scholarship. I went for the scholarship interview, and out of everybody that went for the scholarship interview, they picked me and one other guy. Why? I don't know. I remember at the beginning of the interview that I was going to have, like with the person that was going to interview me, it was like, tell me about yourself or something like that. And I always start with my name. My name is OJG Grace, and I can't tell you how much my name is a conversation starter. Like most people, especially if you're deep, when you hear my name, it's like, oh wow, your parents must be really something. Like, why would they give you Jesiloba? Jesiloba means Jesus is king, for those who are in Yoruba, by the way. And I remember we just had this, like, it didn't even feel like an interview. It was just like a conversation, and I was just expressing my passion. There was this passion that was burning inside of me, and I think that the interviewer could feel it, and that's why, like, I got the scholarship. And so that happened, and I was like, okay, fine, that's cool. So I'm not spending this money that maybe I could have used to sustain myself, since I'm quitting my job. Now let's look for something that we can do. And guys, let me just cut the long story short. By 28th of August, I dropped in my resignation letter, but I only dropped it because there was something, halabash, there was something in my hand. There was something that I could hold on to and say, yes, I have something doing. That's just what I have to say. God is faithful. God is faithful. God is faithful. And this period just made me know that there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that when you put your mind to, you have to want it enough. I feel like most of the time, why we are like slacking, why we are not, the ginger is not there, why we are not doing what it is that we are supposed to be doing with all the energy that we're supposed to put at it, is because there's nothing at stake. I had something at stake, but just imagine going into every goal with that mentality of, there's something at stake in this, like I have to do this. I promise you, it would change the way what was like going for hangouts, going for parties. It was the last thing on my mind. Like it had altered my goal, had altered the way that I approached life. It had altered my feeding habits, my sleeping habits. I was sleeping less because I had a goal. And thank God, in the month of August, new beginnings did occur in my life, and I'm just grateful. And that brings me to the other part of the life update. And now you see when you transition from something that you've always been doing into something else, or when God is taking you to another level or another area, guys, there's capacity that needs to come with it. Like, we are praying for a lot of things, but do you have the capacity for what it is that you're praying for? Have you built capacity to handle the blessing that you're praying for? Because this is something that we are so guilty of. And so here I am, quit my job that was kind of like a remote thing, and now I'm doing like a course or a training that's taking like my whole weekends, all of my weekends gone. And then I'm now doing something that's also like mentally tasking, and it's like, do I have the capacity for this? And that's why I couldn't put out a YouTube video, because I was just trying to like even balance. I was trying to balance. Before I was just chilling, life's good, I was chilling. But this time around, I had to balance. And meanwhile, when I quit my job, of course I had to do like the 2 weeks resignation notice, and then I had to train the person that I was handing over to. Like, by the time I was done, I didn't have that capacity to handle all of the things that was going on in my life, because a lot was going on. I felt sick. That's just the truth. When it was now time, like, okay, maybe I can now even like start doing YouTube videos, I was sick for like 2 weeks. No jokes. But honestly, I'm happy. I feel like God is leading me. Oluwan Tomilo, Chinedum by Mercy Bessie Chinwo is one of like my favorite songs from her, because I really loved like the anywhere you lead me I will go, cause you are the way, truth and the light, Jesus. You never leave me nor forsake me, except you build a house, the builder built in vain. Me, I go follow you, they go. Anyway, like that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just like following God. Anywhere, any which way He wants me to do, that's what I'm gonna do. Because like He's my Father and He can't fail me, right? Anyways, that is the life update. I'm sorry for my absence. It wasn't intentional. Like really, life just happened and things just spiraled out of control. And yep. So let's get into the second part of my video. Yes. So finding your dream man as a woman.